Good morning. It is 7:35 in the morning on September 7th, 2020. My house is noisy again because everybody is home. That's nice. But it means that there's going to be some noise in the background here. And I'm not going to talk for too long. I had a really nice time yesterday. After the day before where I was struggling to disconnect myself from work and entertain myself without continuing to stress work-related stuff. Not even that I was stressing about it. Getting myself away from the work stuff, I couldn't do it the day before yesterday. And yesterday I did. I managed to enjoy myself thoroughly thanks to Hannibal. I've been rewatching Hannibal. My goodness, that show. I forgot how homoerotic it is. And I remember the show being really homoerotic. It's a delight to watch. I did a little bit of work in the morning, revising my romance novel. I didn't work with my usual group. They didn't meet. So I wrangled one of my author friends who I haven't worked with over video before, and he kindly stepped in to help hold me accountable for an hour or two. So thank you to Nathan Lowell for that one. Nathan Lowell is another really, really good science fiction author. He's really good at science fiction author. You may have already heard of him. He's kind of a legend, kind of an old guard kind of sci-fi. He's gotten into urban fantasy recently, and I haven't gotten to try his book yet. It's called The Wizard's Butler, but apparently it's doing really well, and it's definitely on my to-read list. So, huge gratitude to him for keeping me accountable. Definitely not anybody's job, and yet I have friends stepping in to keep me accountable all the time right now, and it's enormous. It's so enormous for my mental health and for my productivity. My mental health in general was good these last couple days. Usually as soon as the kids leave the house, I shut down and melt down. I don't manage my stress well when they're home. I think it's kind of a delayed reaction many times, but it's also a lack of structure and a switch in routine. I normally succumb to the acedia of depression as soon as they're gone, and then just sort of spiral down. Having them around actually helps keep me out of those things because I can't fully sink into that couch lock, everything is terrible, I can't get out of bed thing. I can't do that when they're around. They always need me. So usually what's getting me out of my chair and getting me to switch between tasks is someone yelling, "Mommy!" It's good for me though. It would be less stressful if I were more up to the challenge. But I'm making ongoing attempts to make myself up for the challenge. I didn't let myself sink into... I made a really good effort to keep my day balanced yesterday. And I was successful. That was nice. I even did yoga. I did a half hour of yoga. And I didn't do anything else except yoga while I was doing yoga. This is a huge deal for me. Mindfulness has historically been excruciating and so difficult for me to accomplish. I hate steady state cardio. I hate yoga classes that require me to just do yoga for an hour. I hate anything that leaves me in my body, leaves me in my thoughts, forces me to be in myself. I have in the past. Clearly, this is a problem for me. My lack of mindfulness, my reluctance to be in myself is so much of the reason I think that I tend to retreat to substances, which is very common among mentally ill people. The vast majority of smokers have depression, and most people with depression smoke. Well, I think it's not most anymore. I think the statistic might be something like 40% of people with depression end up addicted to nicotine. It's an avoidance tactic. It's a self-medication tactic, and not an especially healthy one. But I, like many, have always sort of cobbled together my self-care, or something that resembles self-care, with the very limited tools that I have. I feel like I'm doing better with those tools now. At least I did yesterday. I put on my yoga app. I thought that 30 minutes of yoga might be too much to ask of my mind, but I actually got through it so quickly. Around the 27-minute mark, I got a phone call that interrupted me, and I thought, oh God, I'm so done with this now. But when I went and I looked at the time, I saw it was 27 minutes. I thought I had only been at it for 10 or 15. The time just flowed. I really connected with my body and settled myself into these yoga poses in a way that I typically cannot seem to do. My sibling told me this weekend at some point, they said that they have heard mindfulness described as doing one thing at a time. It's not just me who has a problem with that. I think that problem is becoming worse in recent years and recent generations as distraction becomes easier to accomplish and as the world becomes more hostile. I'm not the only person choosing cannabis and nicotine and alcohol and loud TV and scrolling endlessly on the internet and all of that in order to escape feelings extrinsic and intrinsic. I've made it my mission to try to improve on it, though, on mindfulness specifically. The more practice I get rooting myself in the moment, hopefully I'll experience less of that distress that I so often feel when I'm trying to be mindful. Getting better at this is going to give me another way to handle panic attacks. I'm still not meditating, but I feel like meditating is going to be on the to-do list. Right now, yoga is a big order. I'm going to stick with yoga for now. My goal today is to just have a balanced day if I can. I already went for a walk around the neighborhood real quick, just around the block. I fed myself a snack. It's not quite breakfast time yet. I'm trying to eat breakfast around 8. I'm also trying to make my eating schedule a little bit more regular, as it's kind of it's meant to be part of my eating disorder treatment. I struggle keeping that up. Lots of just standing in the pantry eating at random hours. There's a reason I've gained over 30 pounds. So anyway, I'm trying to wait and have meals at regular times. But I did give myself a nice nutritious snack. I did my best to get sleep when sleep was hard. I have fed my kid. It's a good start. And I hope that the rest of the day will be balanced like this. Maybe more bike. Definitely a couple hours of work. It's a Monday, and even though it's Labor Day in America, I think that my friends will probably still get together for that. And hopefully my kids will have a good couple of hours and not need me. I hope that the 3-day weekend treated you well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.